Hello everyone, welcome to another lecture on sentence correction. This lecture shall cater to the sentences based on one word substitution, synonyms, antonyms, homonyms and Indianism. First, let us take a few examples of one word substitution. Here, for the questions, you will have to choose the best option for the highlighted phrases. The phrases that are highlighted have been bolded. Every Wednesday at the Ganesha temple, my father gives alms to poor people. He loves to help the needy and put others first. Now see alms, what is alms? It is the pronunciation will be alms, wherein L will be silent. So alms will be, you can always put it as that alms can be treated as a homonym to alms, ARMS. Right? So this alms ALMS is the money that we give to poor people, right? That is So every Wednesday at the Ganesha temple, my father gives alms to poor people. He loves to help the needy and put others first. So what we need to do here is we need to find one word for put others first. Put others first would mean a person who puts others first before his or her own needs and preferences. He puts others first. So such a person is known as altruist. So here the correct answer will be altruist. Earlier in our country, there was a government and administration by kings and queens. So such a government and administration that is run by kings and queens is termed as monarchy. So here our correct option will be monarchy. The sudden damage and suffering caused due to the Vizag gas leak still has its effect on the mind, body and soul of local people. So what we need to do is we need to replace one word for sudden damage and suffering caused. So such a damage that is very sudden is termed as catastrophe. So catastrophe will be the correct option. Jacob's cousin will surely disclose the secret of Jacob's somnambulism in college as he loves to see Jacob being humiliated. Jacob's cousin is dash. Now, first of all, the word somnambulism, it means sleepwalking. This is sleepwalking. Right? Now, so because now Jacob's cousin is a person who likes to see somebody being humiliated, so therefore such a person is termed as sadist. The veteran actor of our times, John Hackett, made the people laugh by the words inscribed on a tomb. Go away, I'm asleep. We need to substitute one word for the phrase, the words inscribed on a tomb. Such words that are inscribed on somebody's tomb are termed as epitaph. Now, we'll be discussing a few examples based on synonyms. Synonyms are the words that mean the same. So you'll have to choose the best suitable option for the highlighted word or phrase. We had a very friendly waiter at dinner. Now, the word that has been highlighted is friendly. We need to find out a word that means the same as friendly. So cogent is somebody who is powerfully persuasive, very convincing. Cogent, because it is convincing, so the synonym will be compelling, and the antonym will be somebody who's very ineffective, does not have any effect on anybody, right? Amicable is friendly, it is amiable, is the other synonym. Docile is somebody who's very easily handled, submissive, very compliant. The antonym for docile would be somebody who's a headstrong. And elated, of course, is a very happy kind of a state. So friendly matches the most with docile. So our synonym for docile will be the friendly most matches with amicable. So the synonym for friendly will be amicable. Cogent will not be the meaning, because cogent means somebody who's very powerfully persuasive, very convincing. So therefore, we will not have cogent as the synonym. Docile is somebody who's very submissive. You tell somebody to do something without a yes or a no, the person will just get up and do the work for you and never raise a concern, a question. So that's a docile person, a very submissive kind of a person, very compliant kind of a person. Elated is happiness, happy. So friendly would be amicable. Another word here that amicable can replace is amiable. I can always have here as amiable. I'm so sorry for the writing. Let me just erase it and write it again. This is amiable. Yeah, better. These books will both explain and instruct readers. So we need to find the synonym for the word instruct. Let us see. Edify. Edify is to make understand or to instruct. Edify would be to enlighten somebody, to educate somebody is edifying, right? The antonym for edify will be to confuse. Enunciate is to state very clearly. Enunciate the process of suppose water cycle. So enunciate is to state very clearly, so the things are very clear to everybody who's going through. Antonym will be to conceal, to hide things, because you're hiding, that means you're not stating clearly the things. Synonym will be affirm, or you can always put it as to uh, make something very crystal clear, we call it, right? Fervent. Fervent is an intense emotion. Fervent is earnest. It is ardent. Antonym will of the word fervent would be very calm, very subtle. That is fervent. Fatuous. Fatuous is somebody who's devoid of intelligence. A very stupid kind of a person is fatuous. The antonym for the word fatuous will be someone who's aware of something or everything and is very bright. So here, because we need to write the synonym for the word instruct, of all the words, edify means to educate or to enlighten or to instruct. Enunciate means to state clearly. Fervent is an ardent wish, and fatuous is stupid. So of all the words given, the word instruct matches with edify. So here the correct option will be edify. The correct option is edify. I can always replace it as these books will both explain and edify readers, make, understand and instruct the readers. Mother Teresa had an ardent wish to make the world more compassionate. An ardent. So let's see the words. Fickle. Fickle is changeable, something that is temperamental. It is right now, for example, a fickle-minded person. Right now, the person says that yes, this is correct. The very next moment, he would say no, no, maybe this is not correct. So the person who's not able to decide is fickle-minded. Fickle is a state of confusion. It is temperamental. It is changeable. Something that keeps changing. It is very dynamic in nature. We would call it, not in a positive sense, but yes, it's a negative kind of a word. Enthrall is exciting, very exhilarating. Fervent, as we discussed in the previous slide also. So fervent is intense emotion, very strong emotion for doing something, very earnest wish to do something. So therefore, fervent happens to be the correct option, and gallant, of course, means is somebody who's very brave, very unflinching, is gallant. So here the word ardent matches with fervent. So the correct option here is fervent. Fervent means very strong emotion. Fervent would mean an intense emotion. Let us now discuss a few examples based on the exercise on antonyms. Antonyms are the words that that differ in the meaning, that are opposite in the meaning. So you need to again choose the best suitable word for the words that have been highlighted, or the word that has been highlighted. So Barack Obama was genial and kind-hearted, a great orator and a faithful minister. We need to find out the word that goes opposite to the word genial. So genial is something or somebody that is that diffuses a lot of warmth and friendliness. That is genial. So you meet the person and you feel good meeting the person because the person is very warm, is very welcoming. So that is a genial, a person who's genial, right? Now the if I talk of the antonyms of the word genial, it will be disagreement. Synonym will be amiable, amicable, friendly, very warm. So of all the words listed, disagreeable. Genial means friendly. So genial and friendly are synonyms. We need to find out an antonym. The antonym for genial, which is very friendly, which is very warm, is disagreeable. So our correct option here will be disagreeable. And friendly would not match. Silent also would not match. Irrelevant, of course, would not match. A lot of Indian politicians are haughty and exceedingly corrupt. So what does the word haughty mean? Haughty means someone who shows superiority, extreme superiority, arrogance, and superiority over people. They have their own kind of airs about things that are not existent. Also, so haughty is a negative word. It means someone who shows arrogant superiority over others. So that is haughty. So this haughty is maybe synonymous to indifferent, very contemptuous. It is antonym to very humble, very modest. So we need to find out words that are opposite to haughty. So the words that are opposite to haughty. Haughty means it is someone who shows arrogant superiority. We need to find out an antonym. The word that means the opposite of somebody who shows superiority and arrogance. So humble matches. Skinny is somebody who doesn't have any flesh, very thin, weak, unfit. Obedient is, of course, we know the person who takes in all the commands and works accordingly. Virtuous is something that somebody or something that is lovable, right? And the opposite would be heinous, a heinous crime kind of a word. So here the word haughty, which is showing very arrogant superiority over things. If I have to choose the antonym, the word that means the opposite, the word would be humble. Humble will be my antonym for haughty. Can any treaty end this imbroglio that has kept India and Pakistan at war for over 70 years? So we need to find out a word that is an opposite of imbroglio. Imbroglio is a state of intricate confusion, a lot of confusion, creating chaos, creating commotion, creating relations that are not very friendly between the two people or parties that are always ready to fight. So for such a word, if we need to find out any opposite, it will be agreement. So here agreement will be the antonym for the word imbroglio. Let us now discuss the sentences based on homonyms. Homonyms are the words that have the same kind of pronunciation and they differ in the meanings. So Jane started living on an dash, on an isle, on an isle, and on an isle. So first isle, I-S-L-E, where an S is silent, is a small island. A-I-S-L-E is a narrow passage between the two columns or rows. And isle is a contracted form of I will or I shall. So Jane started living on an, if somebody cannot live on an isle, which is AISLE, because that's a passage. So nobody can live on a passage. I will, of course, is something very different. So we left with isle, ISLE, which means a small island. So Jane started living on a small island, or Jane started living on an island. ISLE. Queen Elizabeth II succeeded to the dash in 1952. So in the year 1952, the throne was given to Queen Elizabeth II by the Queen Elizabeth I. So here we need to choose a word between the two. throne and throne. So throne, throne is the reins, and throne, throne is to throw away something. So here, because she was given the throne, throne, the reins to rule the nation, the country, or the kingdom. Therefore, our option will be throne, throne. He attempted in dash to secure the election of his grandson Charles. So he attempted in vain. Which vain will come? Let us decide. Vane, vain is something that shows the direction. That is a vane. Works on wind, or maybe hydraulic vanes are also there these days. So here, vane means something that shows you the direction, points out at a certain specific direction. Vein, vein is, of course, the capillaries that run throughout the body that carry the blood from the body extremities to the heart. We usually put it as they carry the impure blood from the body to the heart, though it is not, if I talk of biology, it would not be treated as very correct. But then yes, veins do carry blood from the extremities to the heart. We would not really call it impure blood. Vain, Vain, vain is to look at you with a lot of obsession. Somebody who is very self-obsessed. So he attempted in vain, Vain, because the person maybe thought that he's a very powerful person, a very persuasive person, has a good hold over people. So he used to think in a very kind of obsessed way towards himself. Therefore, vain, Vain, self-love, self-obsession is vain, Vain. So vain, Vain will be the correct option here. Let us now see the sentences based on Indianism. Indianism is an incorrect way of using English language by literal translations. This particular component of English language has been named as Indianism because such English will be only found in India. It is nowhere else it is found in the world, because Indians do have a habit of translating things from Hindi to English for everything that they're doing or speaking. So therefore, it is termed as Indianism. For example, if any of you has ever gone to any country outside India, or maybe you would have certainly heard about this example that I'm trying to give. Suppose your sibling lives in the US, and she comes back home and she says that of course US is very costly, but then because we are earning in dollars, it doesn't seem to be that costly. Yes, for Indians it is, because we are in a habit of converting everything that is quoted in dollars. We just very quickly try to multiply it by the current rate, and we put it as, oh God, this much for this. For example, this sibling of yours, she comes back home and she took out a toothbrush, and it was maybe something very different. You could not, you by that time you had not seen any toothbrush of that sort, and you ask, oh wow, this is a very smart kind of a toothbrush. How much did it cost? And she would say, it costed me like $4. So for somebody who's earning in dollars, $4 is nothing. It's just a peanut. But then for India, what we have, our habit is, we'll quickly multiply it. Oh, current rate is 72, so $4 into 72, goodness, 300 something for one toothbrush. No, I would have never bought that. I would have taken my stock from India. So that is what is our habit. We usually convert the currency when it comes to dollars or any other currency that we're talking about. We'll quickly convert it into the Indian currency by multiplying with the current rate that is going on, and then we'll maybe put our comments on it. So that is such kind of habit is only existent here. I haven't seen people from any other country doing that, making judgments over that. Everybody does that because the penny and the money is going from their pocket, but then nobody judges the things that, oh God, it's so costly. They would never say that. So here, Indianism it would mean incorrect way of using using English language. We don't have to do that because it leaves us being mocked at. We do not have to do that, because it is not that we are insulting somebody's language and they are maybe trying to insult us. It is not like that. It is just that it is an incorrect way we are putting certain things in English language which are to be avoided, because a certain language that we are speaking has certain rules and norms. It has its grammar. So if we do not go by the exact grammar, yes, we tend to make such mistakes. It is better that we practice not doing such things, not involving ourselves into having a lot of Indianism phrases, clauses, words in our speech. Let us have a look at a few examples here. In case of any confusion, dash. So in case you have any confusion, dash, please revert to me, please get back to me, please revert, kindly revert to me and kindly get back to me. Now we are using two type of words here. One is please and the other is revert. For the next sentence, it is please get back. Likewise, please has been replaced with kindly and the sentences would remain the same. So please revert back, revert to me. Revert is to come back to the original place, position, shape. So whenever you put it as in case of any confusion, you revert to me. It cannot be revert, because revert means come back to original. It does not mean to reply or to respond, right? So therefore, this revert word is never used for as a replacement to, as a word substitute to reply or response or acknowledge, or to get back, of course. Please get back to me. Yes, this is an appropriate choice. Please get back to me. If you have any confusion, you can get back to me. Get back to me does not literally mean that you need to personally come. It is that either through email or through WhatsApp or through any written or oral means, you can get back to the person and sort the confusions out. And then kindly revert. Revert, anyways, we have ruled out the word revert, because revert means to come back to original shape, size, etc. So revert anyways will not be the option. Why can't we have kindly get back to me? There's only a change of please here and kindly. Kindly is usually used in informal communication, wherein kindly means with a lot of affection and care. So whenever we talk of any situation wherein we are formally involved in the communication process, we would never put it as kindly, because kindly means with a lot of love, affection, care, and nobody will ever show that kind of an affection when it comes to business, when it comes to corporate world. Therefore, do not use kindly as the word as a substitute to please. Please has to be please only, right? So please please get back to me is the correct option. In case of any confusion, please get back to me, and it is devoid of any Indianism. This is Indianism. If I put it as revert, so assuming that restarting word would be to reply, we use revert as that, which is of course an incorrect way of using the word. Again, kindly, we feel that kindly and please are interchangeable. They are not, because please is used for both informal and formal situations, and kindly is only used for informal situations. You cannot use kindly in a formal setup. Therefore, these are not interchangeable to that extent. I dashed in the year 2020 from a university. So I passed out. Passed out means become unconscious after consuming liquor. That is passed out. So passed out, we usually use passed out, which is of course Indianism, an example of Indianism. So we are not supposed to use passed out in that context. It always means you lose your consciousness because of excessive consumption of liquor. Graduated is of course the correct option here. I graduated in the year 2020 from a university. I graduate in the year, it will of course is an incorrect tense, and here of course again it's an incorrect tense. So I graduated in the year 2020 from a university. If I have to use such a word which is graduate or pass out of course will not be used, because that means something else. But then graduate, so I will graduate in the year 2020 from a university could always be treated correct. But then because we're not using that will word here, therefore we'll stick to the past tense. I graduated in the year 2020 from a university, or you can always put it as I am a graduate. That also will do. Let us dance dash tune of Shakira, Shakira. So this let us dance dash tune of Shakira, Shakira, it is dance on, dance to, dance at, and dance in. Whenever we put it as dance dash tune of, it is always dance to the tune of. You can't dance on. On means on top of it, on the surface. on any of the tunes and music, you can't land on that music's surface, because there is no surface as such. Therefore, on is an incorrect choice here. I'll change my highlighter, my marker, just a minute. So on is an inappropriate choice. You dance to the tune of, yes, this is correct. You dance at, of course, is not correct, and in always will not be correct. So let us dance to the tune of Shakira, Shakira. Okay, so with this we come to an end of this video lecture based on sentence correction on the vocabulary. Vocabulary would include all the things that we've covered: synonyms, antonyms, one word, homonyms, the word that mean the same are pronounced, that mean different and are pronounced the same, and of course Indianism. So again, a humble request: please do not use Indianism while you're communicating with people, because it is that there is absolutely nothing to be offended about that on the word Indianism, because anyways it happens to be an incorrect way of using a language, be that our language or somebody else's language. But in case you're using it incorrectly, you should not be doing it, because see, when it comes to any language, a lot of people would have put a lot of brains into it to find out those rules, that grammar of that particular language. And if you're not going by the grammar, you are insulting in a way the efforts of the people who had put a lot of brain and mind into it. You're demeaning their efforts. So it is just for their sake. You don't have to use any language, be that any language, not just English, but don't use any language in an inappropriate way. I'll give you an example. For example, we have a lot of muhavras in Hindi, for the people who understand what I'm talking about. Muhavras. So muhavra, we have a lot of muhavras, and at times we find people who are not very good in Hindi and in speaking those muhavras. Maybe they'll put a muhavra, or maybe mix two muhavras together and put it across, wherein the people laugh at them. So that ways, if you don't want to land yourself into that situation wherein people are laughing at you because you're using the things incorrectly, which you're not supposed to use the way you're using, for such cases it is for your own good and your own kind of respect. You don't have to use any language for that matter in an incorrect way. Go by the rules, study grammar of that particular language, and once you're thorough with the grammar, the chances of making mistakes like these will be minimized. So here, with this, I will take your leave. Thank you so much for attending this lecture. Have a good day ahead.